McWhorter Custom Rifles presents
This week, I'm heading north, way north, to Alaska with my good buddy, fellow guide, Michael Gatz. We're gonna take our trusty 7 STW, go up there and hunt caribou and big bears.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, Macmillan Fiberglass Stocks, Swarovski Optique, and Barber Creek Shooting Academy.
You know, as an outfitter, I don't get to hunt a lot, but when I do, I like to go do some hunts that I've dreamed about all my life. This week is one of those cases. We're gonna go to Alaska, we're gonna head up there, we're gonna be hunting caribou, black bear, and grizzly bear. So it's gonna be an exciting hunt. Get out of Oklahoma and out of Kansas and head north. You know, getting ready for this hunt, there was a lot of things to think about, but the first one was the gun that we were gonna bring. We decided to bring a McWhorter 7 STW, shooting a 195 grain burger. We felt like that was a good choice. For the caribou, we might be shooting a long ways and still have enough knockdown power to take a grizzly bear or a black bear in a long range situation. So we fly into camp, and the camp is a tent camp, which is great. You know, I hadn't really expected to be hunting out of camp, but we literally could step out of our tent and start hunting and start glassing. So the first evening we show up, we unload everything, and we spot 5 wolves on the mountain. Get to glassing, we spot a herd of caribou off in the distance, a couple miles away. So we're really excited for the first morning's hunt. We're gonna head after those caribou first thing in the morning. Headed out, just leaving camp in search of caribou, black bear, or grizzly bear. We're not fussy. So the first morning we're out after caribou. It doesn't take us long. We find this big bull caribou and we start working into position. Right there he is. He's right down there, standing right in the bottom. Get to this little clump. Michael's on the gun. We get in about 300 yards of this caribou, but he won't stop. He's just constantly walking, constantly walking. We started at about 300 yards. We ended up at almost 650 yards, but that's where he stopped. We got him dialed in. The McWhorter 7 STW is ready to roar. That whacked him. What a way to start this hunt in Alaska. Big bull caribou down the first day. Now the work begins.
Here we are, first day in Alaska. We just got flown in yesterday. Mosquitoes are about to eat me up. But anyway, we seen this coming in yesterday. We seen him way up here. We glassed him back from camp. He was about 2 miles away and couldn't hunt after we flew. So we spotted him up here again today, and he kind of put the slip on us there for a little bit. And we got back around here on him, got him dialed in at 6:30, and 7 STW did the trick again.
The only way to get this caribou out is on our backs, and we got about 3 miles to go. So it took us the entire rest of the day, but as we're packing him out, we spot another big bull caribou. He's even farther in, of course, but we've got a game plan for the next day.
This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton, rotating gun management made simple.
So day 2, it's my turn. I'm on the gun and Michael's on the camera. We spotted that big bull caribou the day before, way back in there. So we're prepared for a long day's hike just to get back there to him. We get out of camp, hadn't walked hardly anywhere, and I spot something, look in the Swarovskis. There's the big bull caribou that we saw the day before, 3-4 miles away. He's almost in camp. He's like 1,000 yards from camp. So we're scrambling. It's still early in the morning. We're trying to get in position to get a shot at this big bull.
We didn't make it very far out of camp. Tents are 300 yards and we got a big bull caribou spotted. He's only about 800. We're gonna close in a little bit closer and kill him.
So we make the short stalk to this bull. I get laid down, prone, range the bull, dial him in, get settled in behind the McWhorter. You know, I didn't study this bull that much. I knew he was big, I just didn't know how big. The STW and the 195 burger were a perfect combination. This bull didn't go anywhere.
We ain't got far to take him. 475 with the 7 STW. Night.
Couldn't wait to get up there and get my hands on this big bull. And the closer I got, the bigger he got. This was an absolute giant of a bull caribou. This was a really special bull. I had no expectations of killing a bull of this caliber. Over 400 inch, big giant bull caribou, and I'm elated.
He looks like a good one. The best part about him is camp is about a half a mile. Had him quartered away just a little bit, shot behind the front leg, should have drove it into the off shoulder. Just an awesome deal here in Alaska. My good buddy Michael, second animal of the trip. 2 big caribou, bears are next. We got a couple bear tags left. Awesome deal. He's pretty.
Well, the pack out on my bull was a lot easier than Michael's. Thankfully, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. You know, I've shot black bear over the course of time, and I'd never hunted a grizzly, never even saw a grizzly bear, and knowing that we would have a chance to actually see one and the season's open and we could hunt one, I was excited. So when we're packing out my caribou, we spot a bear way off in the distance. He looks like a big bear. So the next morning we get up and head that away.
Good morning. It's the morning of day 4. We are hunting bear, grizzly and black bear. We just spotted a big grizzly bear about 1,900 yards on this ridge. We're making our way toward him, just kind of angling that away. He's just just come out of the tree starting to feed on the edge right here. So hopefully he'll be out there for a while. It's early in the morning, so we got all day.
The closer we get to this bear, the more excited I get, and the more realization that this is fixing to happen, because we're already in range of this bear. So we're making our way toward this bear. We keep getting closer and closer. The bear goes over a hill. We get settled in. I get the pack set up, lay down behind the McWhorter. I had one opening above him, 375 yards, so I went ahead and dialed it, hoping that he would come into that opening. Look up, he steps into the opening, 375 yards, quarters to me. I settled the McWhorter on his shoulder and let it eat.
Ready. He's toast.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Extreme Wildlife Adventures, Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, Surge Pro by Biofac Crop Care, and Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Hey, James from Barber Creek Long Range Hunting School. We're going to talk a little bit about reading Mirage and how to do it properly. A couple of issues people have when they're trying to read Mirage is they're trying to get the angle of the Mirage is set up the spotting scope properly. So the angle of the Mirage is straight up Mirage as the sunshine shines through the heat waves coming off the ground. Straight up is no wind. You get about a 30-degree angle, it's going to be a 3-mile-an-hour wind. You get about a 45, it's a 5-mile-an-hour wind. You get about a 60, it's a 7-mile-an-hour wind. Straight across the ground is going to be about an 8+ mile-an-hour wind. Now in our shooting school, we actually teach you to get a little bit better than that. We get it down to about 1.5 miles an hour, which is really, really good. So, but let's get into the simple portion of reading Mirage before we get into the advanced. Biggest thing is spotting scope. Don't zoom in at full magnification, keep it at about 40 or 50. And then the other thing is learn back focus. If you don't know what your back focus is, when you focus on a target, you need to draw that focal plane back towards you. Reason we do that is we want to read Mirage about 60% to the target, or where that bullet's kind of at max ordnance, or the highest portion of that parabolic curve it's going to be at. That's where the bullet's up highest and the wind shear is going to be the heaviest. And to do that, you got to draw that focal plane back. Now with Swarovskis, usually back focus is to the left. Any other type of scopes, it can be right or left. You just got to know what you're using. Now, of course, we're going to run the best glass we can on a spotting scope. That's why we're running a swirl. So I'm going to focus crystal clear on the 1,000-yard target, and I'm going to back focus about a 1/16 of a turn, and I can now see the waves coming across, and it's running at a 5-mile-an-hour angle, but it's 75% value, so I wouldn't even hold for 5 mile. It'd be around a 3-mile-an-hour wind left to right. Now, how did I do that again? I focused crystal clear on the target. I back focused about a 1/16 of a turn. I read the angle and then looked at the velocity based on the Mirage. Now I can go ahead and plug it into my ballistic program, aim dead on and shoot or hold a quarter or a half minute, whatever it's supposed to be. One thing, how do you learn your back focus? Pretty simple. Focus on the target as far as you can, look at the ground, and start focusing until the ground comes into focus. That's your back focus. You now know what your focal plane is. One mistake you don't make. Don't ever focus on the target crystal clear and then focus beyond the target. If you do that, it's an optical illusion. The Mirage will appear to flip on you. You'll call the wrong Mirage. Hey, that's another downrange shooting tip from Barber Creek Long Range Shooting School. Thanks for joining us.
I had one opening above him, 375 yards, so I went ahead and dialed it, hoping that he would come into that opening. Look up, he steps into the opening, 375 yards, quarters to me. I settled the McWhorter on his shoulder and let it eat.
Ready. He's toast.
I smoked him, I guarantee you that.
You know, when you walk up on the bear, it's overwhelming, really, because it's a lifelong dream to hunt one of these guys. And sitting down beside him, he's just huge, big claws, worn down teeth, big old melon head. It was just a great experience all around.
And just concluded a lifelong journey of mine to kill the grizzly bear. So awesome stuff. I couldn't be any more pleased. This is just unbelievable country. Middle of nowhere does not explain it well enough.
So Alaska did not disappoint. Here we are with 2 big bull caribou down and now a grizzly bear, and Michael's still got a black bear tag in his pocket. We've been seeing a ton of black bear all around camp, so now we get to concentrate on finding him a big black bear.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Borton Accuracy, Trigger Tech, Brooks Barrels, Capstone Precision Group, Hawkins Precision, and Revolution Safe Company. This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue.
So here we are, we're down to the last day of the hunt, and we finally found the black bear of Michael's dreams. Big black bear right behind camp, and we're making a stop.
Just spotted a big black bear across the valley over here, about 1,150 yards. So we're gonna figure out. We're gonna watch him a little while and figure out what we need to do. But I think we're gonna try and make a play on him.
Pretty good hike to get up to this bear. We get there, get settled in, and he's across the valley on the slope, kind of almost straight even with us, about 450 yards away. So we get in position, Michael gets behind the STW. The bear's about 450 yards across this valley, and he's moving the entire time. I'm ranging for Michael. He's dialing him as he's moving. Everything finally comes into play. The bear gets broadside, and Michael squeezes off a perfect shot. Yep. Black bear down.
Black bear down.
So we make the hike over to this bear, and he is an absolute giant black bear. Over 6.5 foot. Michael's ecstatic. What a way to end this hunt in Alaska.
Last day here in Alaska, we ended with a good black bear. Our last tag to fill, 450 yards. One more time with the 7 STW. What a great trip. We filled every tag. We got both caribou. Larry killed a great grizzly, and now we ended it with this black bear. Couldn't be more happy. And it's been a lifetime dream of mine to come to Alaska, and we finally got it done.
So this trip was nothing short of amazing. We had the trip of a lifetime with one of my best friends, killed 2 big bull caribou, 2 bears. I mean, we were just in awe of the absolute beauty of this country. We can't wait to come back, honestly. Next time, we're probably gonna be after a moose, maybe a Dall sheep, who knows. Alaska, we will be back.